my channel. And if you're new, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily, but if you're not new, thank you for the continued support. If you didn't know, for the month of May, I basically went through March and April, and I pretty much pre-filmed an entire month's worth of videos so I could have the month off because I went on vacation. But I couldn't say where, and I'm still not supposed to say where, but I'm back from vacation now, and I do have a vacation vlog. It's just that I'm waiting for the right time to post it. I'm still editing it and everything else. So, but I had so many, pretty much from Cassidy, but I had so many pre-filmed video ideas that I decided to pre-film into May, and I decided to pre-film into May, or June rather, so that I would have some videos done. Because I had so many. I have like 13 screenshots here, so that's like 13 videos that I could do. So the video that I'm going to talk about today is mental health awareness and mental health myths. Now, I openly talk about two mental illnesses that I have on my channel. There's one that I was recently hospitalized for that I just recently acquired back in January of 2019 that I'm not quite ready to speak about yet. And I know you might say, well, it would bring awareness and it would help people, but I'm not ready to yet because number one, I haven't fully come to terms with it yet, and I'm still learning how to live with it. Not that I'm like this crazy person, or nobody's crazy, but like, you have to learn to live with things, and you have to learn to accept them and cope with them the way they are, and sometimes that is really challenging. So May was Mental Health Awareness Month, and the two illnesses that I openly talk about, I guess I could talk about the third without mentioning names, but let's just basically say the third one, from what I learned about it, I've had it for a while. It's just gone either undiagnosed or undetected, and I think that that's what happens with a lot of mental illness cases. Like, you will be fine for a little bit, and then you'll be bad, and then you'll be fine, and then you'll be bad. I know mine comes in waves. I have anxiety and depression are the ones that I openly talk about on my channel. The third one that I acquired in January, or I got diagnosed with, I was in the hospital for a week, and it was basically after my grandmother got put into hospice care, and I did not know how to cope with that. So basically, I went on a little Instagram rant calling people out who I just felt were not good to me in my life, and that's how 3 toxic friendships ended for me, was basically because of an Instagram rant. And then I was voluntarily brought to the hospital, and I was there for a while, just to get my mind straight. And basically, I had no idea what they do when you go to the hospital for psychiatric reasons, but what they do is they basically just try to get you on a more stabilized medication schedule, and they try different meds that may, they basically wipe out all your old meds and they basically put you on a new regimen, which is what they did for me. And let me just tell you, it was the scariest season of my life, because I had no control over anything. I did not have my phone for a week. Luckily, I wasn't put into like a unit or anything. I just went to my children's hospital that has treated me since I've been 2 years old. And because of my other medical issues, I was just put in a room, and then the doctors and psychologists and psychiatrists came to visit me every day. And I guess that's one of the myths that I wanted to talk about, because it's okay to go and ask for help, or it's okay to have your parents say, wow, like something's not right here, we're gonna take you to the hospital, which is what my mom did. And I think what is so stigmatized about mental illness is that I think everyone at some point in their life has felt really low. And for me, it was when my grandmother was entering hospice, and I had no idea how to cope with that. I'm much better now, but I had no idea how to cope with that. I had no idea how to even begin to process that and begin to let her go, because you have to grieve someone twice when they're in hospice. You grieve the person that you knew, and then you grieve again when they actually pass away. So I'm beginning to do that now, but it's very, 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 very difficult. I pray every day that she'll just lose her battle with dementia by going to sleep and not waking up. And I'm not wishing death on anyone, so I don't want any comments to be like, oh wow, you're horrible, because I already feel horrible enough. But I'm not wishing death on anyone. I'm just wishing that she would go peacefully and be with Jesus. And I talk about that a lot on my Faith Friday videos that I post every Friday. But it's, I think, not that I stigmatize mental illness, but I would see videos of people posting about their psychiatric hospital experiences. I honestly would be so scared that would happen to me one day, and you know what? It did. And yes, it was a scary time in my life, but I don't think that it's a time that I regret, because without it, I don't know where I would be, and I would be on medications that wouldn't work for me, and then I would be in a place where I would be misdiagnosed with something, or I would be undiagnosed and not treating that underlying condition. Maybe one day I'll get in and I'll talk about what happened in the hospital, but not right now. And I think also what stigmatizes mental illness, at least for me, is definitely social media and the whole aspect of, oh, everyone needs to go to college, and oh, everyone needs to use this filter on their pictures, and oh, everyone needs to have this set group of friends, and and everything else. And for me, I have one best friend who lives 20 minutes away from me. I have friends that I talk to, but I wouldn't say that I share as much with them as I do with this person, because I trust them with my life and stuff, and I think it's important to have someone to talk to when you are going through things like this, because before I went into the hospital, like a week before, she knew that something was wrong, and she was like, what's going on? And I kind of just brushed it off because I didn't want to scare her or stress her out with her own stuff that she has going on. But there is some real serious stuff. And I think why it's so stigmatized is because I live in kind of a small town. So you wouldn't think that like it's like New York City where like probably 50% of the population has it, or I'm sure 50% of the population has it here too. They just don't talk about it. And I feel like that's really a huge problem, because I feel like I talk about things like I'm an open book. Like I have a daily vlog every day. You can know that I have a psychiatric service dog for anxiety, depression, and another illness that I'm not going to mention right now. Plus CP, I mean, obviously, duh, I'm in a wheelchair. But I think that if more people took the mentality that I have, that if you can share your story and you can help people, then I think the world would be a better place. Because oftentimes I get told when I share my story that I am an inspiration, and I'm like, why am I inspiring to you? Because I get up every day, I take medication, I use a walker to walk. I take my medication to make it through the day, just like you do for your high blood pressure or your seizures or your diabetes or something else, you know what I mean? I was actually talking to my friend Ashley, who is going to be a freshman in high school this year. I met her when she was about 3 years old, and I've known her family for quite some time. And I was talking to her the other day, and I really like a quote that she said to me, so I'm going to use it in my video too. Sorry, I'm just a little nervous talking about this topic because putting yourself on the internet is really hard. But she said, what am I an inspiration to you? Am I an inspiration because I walk differently than you do? Am I an inspiration for you to walk? And I really liked that, because I got told so many times that I was an inspiration, this and that, and da 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 da. And I'm just like, that word is so heavy to me. It's so heavy to me. And I'm telling you, I don't want to be an inspiration. I just want to be the girl that you see either on YouTube or on Instagram or in real life, if you know me, the girl that has her beautiful dog that is just trying to make it through the day just like everyone else. And I think that that's what we need to do, because on social media you only see a piece. Now for me, you probably see 50% of my life, maybe 75. But you still only see a piece of my life. You don't see the panic attacks all day, pretty much. You don't see the driving to doctor's appointments constantly. You don't see the therapy sessions where I bawl my eyes out. You don't see the medication changes from the psychiatrist. You don't see any of that. Because I think that me being too vulnerable almost is hurting me more than it is bringing awareness to someone else. Now don't get me wrong, there's plenty that you can learn from people. There's plenty that I've learned from people on YouTube. My best friend Cassidy posts videos all the time about Lyme disease and service dogs. I wouldn't even have hope if it wasn't for her. So I send her so much gratitude every single day. And I think that you can learn a lot from mental illness people on Instagram and on YouTube. I know that I follow a lot of mental illness accounts because it's something that I deal with every single day of my life, on top of the CP. So I battle a lot of things, but I rely on Jesus a lot to get me through. And over the last 6 months, my faith has really taken off, and I just wanted to share before I go one of my favorite devotionals that I've read out of every day pretty much, and I talk a lot about in my Faith Friday videos, which is 3-minute devotionals for women. Choose joy. I got this on Amazon for like $4.99, and it's been lovely for me, and I want to read you one out of this. Let me find a good one. Oh, perfect. This one is called Joy in the Battle. Then they returned, every man from Judah and Jerusalem, and Josaphat in the forefront of them, to go again to Jerusalem with joy for the Lord, and had made them to rejoice over their enemies. 2 Corinthians 20:7 King James Version. Enemy forces were just around then behind Josaphat, king of Judah, called his people together. After much prayer, he sent the worshippers, the Levites, to the front lines, singing joyful praises as they went. The battle was won. When you face your next battle, praise your way through it. Strength and joy will rise up within you. Prepare for victory. No matter what kind of hardship I face, Father God, I want to praise my way through it and come through even stronger than I was before. Thank you for helping me to win life's battles, both large and small. And I think if you're reading along with me, that was page 132. And I think that that is a perfect thing to end on, because that even though I face battles with mental illness every day, I'm here because Jesus wants me to be here. And I'm here because I fight every day, and I fight with the help of my doctors, my therapists, my friends, my family, my dog, and so can you. So I challenge you to destigmatize mental illness along with me.